Okay, so we are live. So welcome
Hi.
everyone to Sandip Bose motivational speaker channel on YouTube, and welcome to the Sandip Bose English Academy page, which is on Facebook. We are going live. This is our 11th episode. We are going. Thank you for all the love and support that you have shown for the last 2 months since we have started our podcasting. And today we have a special guest with us. He's also a very good actor, director by himself, but more than that, he is my school friend. Let's welcome Soumyadeb Hui, who is a
Hi.
renowned actor, director. How are you, Soumyadeb? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing also good. Recovered from COVID. So it was a
Oh,
tough battle, but hopefully soon be more fitter than ever. And that's all.
but I'm really
So,
impressed with your English. Like the Sandip Bose that I used to know in school and the Sandip
yeah.
Bose that I'm seeing now is like hell and heaven difference as far as the use of language and fluency is concerned. Really well done, mate. Really well done.
Thank you so much. A compliment coming from you is it's very important because you yourself you are a scholar and you are the the top students in the schools and even in the colleges, even in the coaching center. So coming from your mouth, it's always a compliment. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
So
but you also beat me 1 or 2 times. I remember in school.
what?
You also beat me 1 or 2 times in the results, as far as I remember.
Is it
You
so?
scored better than me. Yeah, of course.
Is it
I remember.
so? Then you must have a sharp memory, my friend. And all the directors have a sharp memory, isn't it?
I don't know. Like for actors, having a sharp memory is a good thing, but I don't think that I have that because I do a lot of rote learning to remember my lines.
Right. Even your father is a director for whom I have a immense respect.
Yes,
So please send him my regards. Hopefully he's
of
watching the
course I
live.
will. I believe so. I believe so.
Okay, all right. Somo, we are actually living in difficult times, as you know. Every people out there are scared, and they are fighting. They are fighting for themselves. They are fighting for their loved ones. In this tough time, when I have diagnosed with COVID, this thought came into my mind that I should start something which will inspire people, because people are very depressed and in very stressed. They are everybody. If you go to every household, you call to your family members, friends, you understand that the level of tension and the stress levels are very high. So I thought of starting this. I was thinking of starting this kind of a podcast for a long time, but due to my work, I was not able to do so. But finally, I am able to do it, thanks to COVID, or maybe thanks to in my case. I'm not talking about the other aspect of it, which is very dangerous. But I did it. I did my first podcast when I was under COVID, and I was going into depression because I was thinking like I may die because the disease. If you open the the news channels, the way the news are shown us to us, people are very scared. So I myself was panicked a lot, and I was thinking that I might die because of COVID. I was thinking about my parents, my loved ones. So I decided to start something which will not only give me some motivation, and it will give motivation to other peoples also who are watching us from home. Mostly people are watching us from home, and this is the name of the show is Passion Podcast, because here I invite people who are passionate about their life, passionate about their dreams. And I know you since our school days that you are a passionate person about acting. You are passionate about language, literatures, since we are both into the same stream. And you are also now a passionate director, right? So
Yes.
first of all, let us tell our viewers that how what is your upbringing and what was the background you're coming from, and watching cinema and watching movies and acting theater. If you just talk us through your childhood a little bit.
Uh, thanks for the question. My childhood like I'm really fortunate to be born in a family which is rich in theater, music, and like I grew up in an environment of music and theater. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather, he was a musician. He was the music director of Indian ballet troupe of Uday Shankar. His name
Okay.
was Pandit Kamalesh Moitro. He's my maternal grandfather, and
Okay.
he used to be a tabla tarang player. Like tabla tarang is a mixture of like it is a series of tabla,
Mm-hmm.
okay, which is like tuned in saregama padhanisa, and over there in that series of tabla, he used to play rags and raginis. I mean, not just rhythm, but also melody was played in tabla. That's what he used to do, and that's what his specialization was. And he was also a student of Baba Alauddin Khan, as far
Okay.
as his Shorod and Shetat training is concerned. And he was also an ardent follower of Vishnudas Shirali as far as tabla tarang is concerned. So this was my maternal grandfather. My maternal grandmother, she was like, she passed away, and she was a music teacher, and she was a singer herself. And my mother was a music graduate from Rabindra Bharati University in Banglagan, and she was also a regular artist of Calcutta Youth Choir for around 2.5 decades.
Mm-hmm.
Almost around 2 decades, she was a performer in Calcutta Youth Choir. Then my father was also a singer at Calcutta Youth Choir, and my aunts, they were dancers, both at Indian ballet troupe of Uday Shankar and at Calcutta Youth Choir as well. And I have my paternal grandfather, who's also a wonderful singer, not in a professional sense of the term, but she is a very good singer. And I remember, like, I just don't remember when I started seeing plays. Like, as far as I remember from my childhood, I grew up watching plays in Uttarpada, Ganabhavan, Academy of Fine Arts, and all the renowned playhouses I used to visit, and I used to watch theater with my parents. So
Mm-hmm.
this was literally my upbringing since my early childhood.
Okay.
And I started theater in the year 2000, when my father started a theater group called Samotar Sangskriti Uttarpada, which is quite well known in this area and in
Yes.
Bengali theater as well. For the last 20 years, we are working towards building a better kind of theater environment and cultural environment,
Mm-hmm.
at least among young people,
Yes.
and children. So that's
Right.
where I started my journey in theater. And I remember uh, the first time, I mean, though the group was created by my father, the first time I received a sizable character was when I was in class 11 in Amorendra Vidyapit. Prior to that, I used to get 1 or 2 liners because I was a terrible actor in my early days.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped me a lot because I always had this how should I put it, this thing in my mind that I need to win a good character. And that happened to me in 2007 when I was in class 11 in Amorendra Vidyapit, and I was casted in a very good role in Tota Kahini. It was directed by Partho Pratim Dev. So I had to wait 7 years to get a sizable character in my
Full
life.
size role. Yeah.
Yes, but not the main part, but at least
Okay.
something. I mean, lines to speak I had,
Yeah.
and the scenes to perform in.
Okay.
So that I had to wait 7 years. Like, I didn't receive any favor, as my father's group. My mother is working in that theater group. Like, I didn't receive any favor at any point of time.
Okay.
Yes, this is my overall upbringing, and my grandfather was also like my grand uncle. He was a bachelor and he used to live with us, and he was also a literature person. He was also an English literature person. He was a professor at many government colleges like Maulana Azad. He retired from Chandanagar College, and he was also a very good friend of mine. Apart from being my grandfather, he was a very good friend in the sense of the term that we used to discuss literature amongst ourselves, and like I used to read plays with my grandfather. I used to read poems with my grandfather. We used to discuss poetry in Chachar Hotel and Coffee House. My first coffee house mate was my grandfather.
Okay.
And that was really a nice thing. That was really a wonderful experience. I mean, I received like I stood third in class 12 in the final exams in the art section. So my treat was a poetry treat. Like, I and my grandfather went to Chachar Hotel, and we had a nice discussion about poetry over 2 plates of biryani. That's what I remember. So that was really a really nice time that I spent with my grandfather as well, where I mean, unconsciously, I got to know how to approach literature or a text. That's what I can say about my passion about literature. And he was also passionate about language.
Okay.
Like me. I mean, he was a Cantabrigian, and he went to Cambridge to, like, at that point of time, in 1960s, modern English grammar, transformational and generative grammar, these things were coming up. It was really a new thing. And he was sent to the University of Cambridge to study that and pick it up. He was also a friend to David Crystal as well. Sandip, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Oh, was I offline for a few seconds?
Yeah. I think there are some network issues, but now I think I can hear you and see you as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you are talking about your childhood passion and the upbringing. You belong from a family which has the tradition of arts and
Yes.
culture. And this is very important because, if you see any good actor or any good singer, any good dancer, they have this trend of the, practice of the culture and the art in their household, generation by generations. So in that sense, Shomo, I will say that you are very lucky to be born in that
I
family,
am.
and you have practiced. You have the blessing of your father. Still, he's there to guide you. It's a great, privilege and honor.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And let me tell you about myself that when I was, growing up,
I remember
my
you started theater as well in Somotot, didn't you?
yeah, not in Somotot, but Somotot is somehow
Okay.
related to my, theater journey or acting journey, as to be precise, because as I remember, when I was growing up, my grandfather was a theater actor, and he used to have a business, but that he used to call the business as a sidekick, and acting his first profession. Also, he was a
Oh,
railway
wow.
employee, right? So,
Great.
and my grandfather from my father's side was a friend of Manna De, because they
Oh,
used to,
wow.
yeah, they used to study in the same college, Vidyasagar College. It's way back in 1930s, if I'm not wrong, right? Uh, and in the marriage of my grandfather, Manna De, came, but we don't have any pictures of that shot. So it's all heard from my grandfather. So my grandfather was a actor, and since childhood, what I used to do, I used to watch a lot of Hindi movies. So I was like, what to say? If I am whole day, 24 hours, I'm sitting in front of the television. all the, if you remember, Somo, in our, when we were growing up in 2000 or early 90s, at that point of
Yes.
time there was no such channels in TV, only Doordarshan and other
Hardly 15.
few, very
Hardly
few,
15.
hardly, like Z came much later and other
Exactly.
TVs were there. So every
Mostly
Sunday there is a
Doordarshan.
movie. Doordarshan, right? Every Sunday there's a movie or something like that. And then used to come those VCR, right? We used to buy.
Yes, yes.
So that movie, seeing memory, that was like only watching movies and movies and movies and mimicking the actors. If you know that I have a YouTube channel where I put only videos of mimicking actors. So all the,
Yes,
mimicking
you
actors.
mimicked really well in school as well. I
You
remember you
remember,
used to perform in front of us
right? So I used to,
in the tiffin
mimic.
period.
Absolutely. So I used to, I used to entertain all those people. You remember, right? So I used to mimic the actors. I used to mimic people, not only actors. I used to mimic our teachers and everybody who was there watching. So suddenly, in 2007, you were talking about that inter-school drama competition, which
Yes.
thought your father's organization or creation. It came in that year, and we had this inter-school drama competition, and we are very excited. I was very excited, but I was not the first person to pick up for that drama because I never done any drama in the school. So suddenly there was a rehearsal going on in the school, and one of my teachers, he told me, "Why don't you? You look good. Why don't you try in this theater? You'll do justice." So I went there, and I was there, and I was,
So this was in Bhupendra Sriti or Amarendra Vidyapith?
no, I'm talking about Bhupendra City, because Amorendu I
Okay.
came to 2011. The same year we came. You came
Yeah.
from
No,
HM and I came
2009.
from.
2007 we started in
Okay, yeah,
Amarendra Vidyapith.
2007, right?
Yeah.
2007, both of us came from different schools. So,
Yeah.
back then, one of the teachers told me to go there, and went there, and I was standing. I was standing behind the actors. All the actors were performing, and I, like a side hero, I was standing side, not hero. It's junior artist. So, like a junior
Okay.
artist, I was standing behind them. Suddenly, there's an actor. There's a teacher of mine who was helping us to rehearsal. He told me, "Why don't you come? Why don't you come? And try this character of a father." Because in that
Was it Topon sir
drama,
by any chance?
no, that was not Tapon sir. That was some other teacher.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
he came to see the rehearsal. So he identified me, and he asked me to come and play this central character of the father. And I was, I was nervous, very nervous. My heart was pumping. I could feel the pump. It was
The rush.
rapidly beating. The rush of blood, as all the actors and directors who are watching, they can resonate. Suddenly, they told me to do it, and I did it. And the moment later, Topon sir was there, and other teachers were there, and they said, "You are doing this role." So I was very,
Wow.
excited at the same time, very nervous. I came to my house and told my mother that they have chosen me for this play. But mom, how should I do it? I never did it. So my mother told me that your grandfather is also an actor, if you remember. So this is in the gene, maybe same way it's in your genes, that you are talking about the culture, the art, and the love and the passion for the theater, acting, this profession. So this thing, sometimes, if you go to the research, you find out maybe great actors, all the great actors we have in the world, there's some distinct relatives or maybe family members who are good at it, and they leave that blood circulates among the ancestors, so to speak. So it is very interesting. I played the role, and you are also there. Your father was also there. I still remember your father. Your father came to the school, and he guided us how we should approach, because we are doing it for the first time. He was kind enough to show us by himself, and we are very much intrigued by his passion, the motivation, the way he triggered this into our ears and minds and body and soul. And I was very mesmerized to see that why I didn't find this before. So we did it. It was a great event. If you remember, 2006 inter-school drama competition. I still miss the DVD and that I think somebody did it, but we could not able to find it. but it was very interesting. It was very interesting. I am very happy with my role, and I saw your role also. You performed. What is the name of the drama which you performed over there?
Honestly, I don't remember
You
now.
forgot. You forgot. But you
Yeah.
performed it. I remember. I think if I'm not wrong, the play that which you performed, it was directed by Dev Shankar Haldar. If I'm not wrong, maybe.
Yes, most probably Kagoj Kahini was going on at that point of time.
Kagoj Kahani or maybe Shatmar Palwan. I'm not sure about it.
No, Shatmar Palwan was a bit later. Shatmar
Came
Palwan
much
was a
later.
bit later. Yes, when I was in first year of my college. So when we were in
Okay.
first year of our college, then Shatmar Palwan came. At
Okay.
that point of time, under Dev Shankar Haldar's direction was Kagoj Kahini.
Kagoj Kahani.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. And not only that, I still remembers that in every year in Gano Bhavan there is a drama. During winters, there's a series of dramas which is brought to us by
Theatre
Somator Theatre Festival, brought to us by Somator, and all the great actors, starting from Soumitra Chatterjee to Kaushik Sen, and all the great actors. I still not remember the names, and their theatre groups, Sabyasachi, Chatterjee, Chakraborty, and all them, they used to come and used to go there and used to enjoy. It's very unfortunate we are living in a time where we cannot go outside our home. Hardly we can go outside our home, and we still miss that drama and connect. I still remember previously last year you were there also. Shombu Mitra Moncho. You were performing.
Shombu Mitra Moncho. Yes.
Are you directing the same play or you are only performing?
That Shatmar Palwan was there in Shombu Mitra, if I'm not too wrong.
Right. Yes, that's right.
In Shatmar Palwan, I was the assistant director. It was directed by my father.
Right. And there's another play which there's a king and queen.
Choron Das Chor.
Right. You played the character of
I played Choron Das. Yes, I played Choron Das. That was also directed by my father.
Right. So last year, I remember that we went there and I was watching the play and falling in love with the theater, which I missed because I was doing some theater with another theater group of Uttarpada. But every time, trust me, Shomo, every time you are an actor, you can understand. Every time you go there, you sit there in that theater room, you watch actors perform. If you're an actor, you just go deep dive inside it. And if you're a director, you look for things like, oh, the light should be come from here. The prop is not adequately placed, and maybe the makeup was too much, and things like that. Please take us through about your journey as an actor first, because you have done so many plays under Somator. So please take us through that journey of yours. How you started, you have already told us, but what are the challenges, difficulties you faced throughout your career as an actor while performing theater at stage? And you have seen great actors performing with you. Please take us through that.
To be honest, the first challenge that I faced in my childhood, as I was telling you, like when I met you in Omorandra Vidyapith, at that point of time, I was a little bit recovered. But I had a little bit of troubled childhood. Troubled childhood in the sense I used to suffer from epilepsy. And that's why I had kinds of learning disabilities. I mean, learning difficulties, not disabilities, difficulties. Okay. So I was also not a superbly impressive child in my childhood. Like I couldn't sing properly. I was terrible at dancing. And I was also not very good in acting as well. But I had this spree in me that I need to do it. And I am sort of an arrogant fellow. Like if I think that I will do this, I need to do this. Otherwise, I can't sleep well at night. So at that point of time, I mean, in my early childhood, though I was terrible in theater, I fell in love with theater. And especially acting of theater. And I thought that there must be some way to be a good actor. And as I told you, my mother was a music graduate. And being a music school graduate, she taught me the basics of Saregama Padhanisa. And I remember that it was really, it was really a hard time for me for years because I couldn't, like, from sa to sa, like that was a huge thing for me. Even when I was in Oborandra Vidyapit, like I started from around class 9. I used to every day I used to just for 10 to 15 minutes, I used to practice at least Saregama Padhanisa, Sanithapa Magaresa. Every day, throughout my 11, 12, throughout my college, throughout my MA, throughout my B.Ed, and in fact, after my B.Ed, when I went to study acting in UK,
Right.
like I used to do that. Now I can boast that yes, I can like lead a music in theater, not in a musical concert, of course, but in theater I can sing. I can, and I'm not terrible at singing at this point of time. Clear, people do listen,
Yeah.
and they just don't throw tomatoes at me, and this is what I have achieved. Then, as far as my rhythm was concerned, I also had no sense of rhythm, clear, in my childhood. But then I thought that no, to be an actor, it's got in my head that I need to improve my rhythm, sense of rhythm. Even my rhythm sense was terribly bad when I was in Amarendra Vidyapit. I remember I used to admire Ritom. He was a wonderful
Yeah.
tabla player. I
You
used
used
to
to?
just admire him, and I used to think that, oh, Ritom.
Yeah, yeah, I remember he takes photographies now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the tall guy you are talking about, right?
Yes. He was skinny and tall.
Tall, tall. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. And I just used to admire him that, oh my God, he is such a superb tabla player. And any musical instrument he used to just touch and it used to flourish in rhythm.
Okay.
So I used to really admire him, and I was a good friend of him as well. And I started taking tabla classes, tuitions from Olokpal, and he I studied under him for around 8 years straight, uh, and and that improved my rhythm a lot. Then,
Okay.
as I was telling you that I suffered from epilepsy when I was in my school, like throughout my school years, I mean till class 10. So there was a lot of restrictions on my movement and my movement practice as well. So I couldn't do heavy exercise, I couldn't do heavy workouts. However, I remember from when I was in class 8, class 9, I attended mime workshops.
Okay.
I mean, in spite of the doctor telling me that don't work out, don't do a heavy workout, but I used to do mime workshops. I used to attend mime workshops. I was very impressed with mime, and I was a Michael Jackson enthusiast in my childhood. Like he was my heartthrob, and as far as I remember you, that we had a lot of conversations on Michael Jackson. Like
Yes,
if I'm
yes.
not too wrong, as far as I
Yeah, yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were also Michael Jackson enthusiast, won't you?
Big time.
Yes. And I used to just follow his moves and his ways because it was heavily influenced by mime, especially of Marcel Marceau, the French mime artist Marcel Marceau.
Okay.
And I used to follow. I mean, at that point of time, YouTube has, I mean, just come up.
Not not
Not
that much
hugely.
famous. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, still it used to go round and round and round and buffering and buffering. I mean, correction wasn't too good. However, we used to wait, and I used to just copy the moves of Michael Jackson. Clear. And after that, when I was in college, can you hear me? Hello, hello, Sandip. Am I audible, Sandeep? Sorry, I think the net is
Yeah.
giving us a little bit of trouble. Sandip, can you hear me? Sandip, I checked my network. My network is showing me that it's perfectly okay. How about yours?
Yeah,
Sandip, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You can please.
Okay, so I'm continuing. When I was in college, I mean, especially in my masters, I started taking up karate classes because I was also a huge fan of Bruce Lee in my childhood. And I thought someday when I recover from my disease, uh, I will become someone like Bruce Lee. So I was a huge Bruce Lee fan as well. I saw all his movies and shows wherever I could find it. And I'm sorry, Sandip is not over here. Maybe he's having some internet issues. I believe he will be back, and I believe I can be heard as well. Anyways, I'll continue. So I was a huge fan of Bruce Lee, and I was a huge fan of Bruce Lee, and I started doing karate, and I was practicing breakdancing, and I also took up some show workshops just to be more conscious about my physicality and my movement, and to gain more power over my movement and movement escapes. So that's how I improved my movements. And the first hindrance that I faced when I was in UK was when I was in UK. The first hindrance that I faced was the difference in the culture of acting, the difference in the acting culture. Over there, people
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Were you having some internet issues?
So you are part of our live now, so can't help it. Okay, please go on. Yeah.
Yeah, so you missed it. So as I was saying that I was a huge fan of Bruce Lee as well. So when I was in my MA, I was doing my MA, I started doing karate. I started taking karate tuitions. And that's how I improved, like with karate, with breakdancing, with mime, with all these things. I improved my consciousness of my physicality and consciousness of my movement. I mean, I can't say that I'm a dancer or a martial artist, but I'm a conscious mover. I'm a conscious actor mover. And then when I went to UK, the first challenge that I faced was the difference in the acting scenario. Over here, we say that আমি একটা চরিত্র হতে চাই. I want to আমি হ্যামলেট হয়ে উঠতে চাই. An actor expresses like this. A director expresses like this. তুমি একটা হ্যামলেট হয়ে ওঠো. But over there, you need to embody Hamlet.
Right.
You need to become Hamlet.
Right.
You need to be Romeo. And there's a difference. As it's a huge difference in language as well. I mean, it may sound synonymous. It may sound that we are saying the same thing. But নিজের চরিত্র ছেড়ে দিয়ে হ্যামলেটের চরিত্র হয়ে ওঠা আর embodying the character of Hamlet in your body is these are totally different things.
Right.
And that's what I learned in UK. And I also came to know about associative acting and dissociative acting, Stanislavskian methodology, the European acting systems, mostly associative. I need to be a character. But
Sorry
in
to interrupt.
India, yeah.
It is very interesting. I was about to ask you this question, but you just told me that you went to UK to study further on theatre. So is it only because of that literature, because of that Shakespeare and all, you went to UK, or is it only because of that, or is it because of acting you wanted to pursue?
Yeah,
You actually went into the roots of the theatre over there.
yes, yes. Like my course was MA in acting. Clear.
Yeah.
So it was a typical acting course from an acting school, and it was a master's level course. And I was always an English literature and English language enthusiast.
Right.
And I was always in love with the Shakespeare period and the Shakespeare scene. Shakespeare, Ben Jonson, Christopher Marlowe, Webster. I was always in love with that period, Elizabethan theatre.
Milton.
Yes, Milton as well. And so when I went to UK, it was like one of the things that drove me there, that I need to see that country, which can produce people like William Shakespeare, people like Ben Jonson, people like Webster. I need to see that place. I need to see that country. And over there, when I went over there, I was fortunate enough to be a part of Shakespeare's Globe as an actor for a short period of time. But I was an actor over there. And I acted on the Globe stage.
While performing with that group, you traveled to other countries as well. Germany and other countries, right?
No, I went to Russia. It was on a student exchange program. And the Shakespeare's Globe thingy was also a part of our course. It was a part of our Shakespeare course.
Okay.
So in that way, I became a part of the Shakespeare's Globe education.
Is that theatre founded by Shakespeare or somebody related to
No. It was like original Globe theatre. It burnt down. Clear. And in around 1970s, as far as I remember, I'm not sure with the dates, there was a guy called Sam Wanamaker, and Sam Wanamaker was an American actor, and he funded the Shakespeare's Globe. He started the project that we will make a theatre which is a prototype of Shakespeare's Globe theatre based on the historical evidences and documents. Clear. See, for instance, if we plan, which we must someday or other, like I was really inspired with Shakespeare's Globe, like we must build a Natya Shastra based theatre hall as well. Clear. So if we start based on Natya Shastra and what we find in our historical texts, if we build a theatre hall and start doing the Sanskrit theatre over there in that kind of theatre hall, what will happen is exactly what happened in Shakespeare's Globe. They built a theatre hall. It started working in early 1990s, and they started doing Shakespeare in that stage. And then they discovered the actual meanings of the Shakespearean monologues. They were not really psychological thriller-like thing. It was not it was not a Hitchcockian film. It was not a Hitchcockian theatre. It was not Alfred Hitchcock. It was a sharing, just like an arena theatre, just like Badal Sarkar's theatre. You look at the audience. The audience is in light. You are also in the light. You look at the audience, and you are sharing your problem as a character with the audience. That, look, this is my problem. What should I do now? To be or not to be? That is the question. whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to raise arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing envy. Like this is the sort of a conversation move. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, with your permission, I have some pictures from that phase when you went to UK and performed those acting. So, with your permission, can I show them to the audience?
Please.
Okay, please. So let me show them first. Okay. So here we go. So this is one play you are performing over there.
Yes, this is not Shakespeare's Globe. This is in our theatre hall in the acting school.
Okay, it's a rehearsal.
No, it's a theatre hall in our acting school. It is not Shakespeare's Globe. This play is called Country Wife. It was a restoration comedy. Acting with me is he is a really brilliant actor. He was in our course, and he was a brilliant actor. Like, I used to look up to him. He was so much better actor than me. This was in my childhood. Yes, this is the same play, The Country Wife, restoration comedy. This is Marion Magnuson.
Okay.
She's a brilliant actress as well. Yes, this is the same play, The Country Wife. I'm Mr. Sparkish.
Right. It is kind of an Indian clothes he's wearing. Is it related?
Yeah. Because at that point of time we contextualized The Country Wife in 1969, and 1969 was a time when people were. This is my certificate. 1969 was a time when Indian influences were there. This is Amber Helene Jean Izdebski. She was my friend, and she was in our acting course. And this is the Globe Theatre. I was playing Friar Lawrence, and she was playing Juliet.
Okay.
She's an American actress.
It's in 2016, right?
2006. No, the performance was in 2015. So I was a 15-16 batch. This is Globe Theatre, and I'm Friar Lawrence.
Because in Facebook it says November 30, 2016.
Yeah, maybe then 2016. I don't exactly remember. 2015 or 16. Maybe 2016.
Yeah.
This is Amber.
So this is the Globe
playing
Theatre,
Juliet.
Right?
Yeah, this is Globe Theatre.
Okay. How did you feel when you first step into this Globe Theatre? Did you feel?
Adrenaline rush.
Right.
Because so much that I have read, one of my favorite time periods in British theatre history, and I'm seeing a place. This is another scene from Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
This is Vera.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the lady who is just near my leg. She is a Thai actress.
Right. Please talk about this adrenaline rush you are talking about.
Yes, the adrenaline rush that I was talking about, it was such a like the aura of the presence of the theatre hall. Like, the theatre hall has a spirit in it. Like, I always feel that every theatre hall is like a living person. It has a presence of its own. And it, thank you, Sandip, for showing these, taking the pains to show these pictures. But this theatre hall has a presence of itself. And if you are not a strong and a careful actor, it will start pressing you. I mean, there are dangers of it as well. I mean, such a huge space where 1,500 audience can see theatre at the same time. And that audience, that environment will just eat you if you're not strong actor enough.
Right.
This is the opening scene of Romeo and Juliet. We all were there on stage.
Okay. Yeah, you're talking about the audience.
Yes. This is how in Shakespeare's Globe, as you can see, the auditorium was well lit, and you can see the audience. So you share it with the audience. You share every bit of your problem with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You just breathe in the problem and you just share it with your audience. That's how it goes.
Very interesting, and you have already performed over there, and also you're performing. So there are so many questions which I want to ask you, as I'm
Yes,
also
please,
an
please.
actor, so actors are always curious to know that what the other actors are doing.
Yes,
So
of course, of course. Tell me.
so when you were growing up, did you have anybody to look into, inspired by? Like all the actors, if you go and ask them, they have an inspiration, they have a reference point. So did you have anybody when you were growing up? I'm talking about way before than 2006, maybe early 2000. When you
Mhm.
were growing up, when you thinking that you want to be an actor, did you have anybody who influenced on yourself? It could be a theater actor, it could be any for movie actor as well.
Well, I mean, actors inspired me. I won't say that actors didn't, but I had other inspirations as well. Like I was sort of a weirdo. I remember my first inspiration was a guy called Bharatamuni. And I heard about him when I was in class 6. So I remember there was a senior Bhaiya Dada of our Samotor called Sanjay Pal, and he was a drama graduate. So he was studying drama at that point of time from Ravindra Bharati University, and he told me, Janish, there's a person called Bharatamuni who wrote Natya Shastra 2000 years back, and still now we read about him. I was like, oh my God, 2000 years back, theater text we are still reading. Wow, I need to be like Bharatamuni. So I was that kind of a guy. Then I heard from someone that there was a person called Konstantin Stanislavski who changed the whole theater history and acting history, and who is considered to be the father of modern actor training. And I thought that, okay, a guy who can influence the whole world with his theater and his acting capabilities and his actor training capabilities, I need to be like Konstantin Stanislavski. Then I came to know about Shotushin from Sanjay. Like Sanjay used to go to the college, he used to learn stuff, and he used to come and teach me.
Somo, Sanjay is that
Yes.
same person who used to come to our school to teach us. 2 person from Somotor, I remember, used to come to help us. I
Is it
forget their
Sanjay
names.
Pal? He was
I forget
a
their
tall
names.
guy. He was a
One
tall
is a
guy.
tall guy and one was a little fat guy. I forgot their names, but they used to come
Okay.
us on the bit, and they used to help us rehearse.
Yes, yes. Probably, because I don't remember if Sanjay was going over there. Like I don't remember exactly. But he used to tell me about these stories about Shotu Sen. Shotu Sen, the first director of National School of Drama, a Bengali guy who went to America to study theater, came back, and was the first director of National School of Drama, established it. I was like,
Right.
oh my God, I need to be like Shotu Sen. So this was me. Like I used to listen stories. Like I was more inspired with audio stories than audio visual effects of actors.
Audio visual.
But
Okay.
yes, of course, I will tell you that there are certain actors who always inspired me. One of them was Nasiruddin Shah, of course. When I was young, I was really inspired by him.
I
I
think
was
to interrupt you here, your father has rightly pointed out that that was Tomal and Devashish. Now I remember the name.
yes. No,
Yes, they
then
used to come
Tomalla is a
us.
different person.
Yes, yes.
Tomalla is a different person. That is not Tomalla. Sanjay used to tell us all these stories.
Right.
And yes, where was I?
You're talking about the inspiration. Actor
Yes,
Nasiruddin Shah who inspired you. Yeah.
Nasiruddin Shah was my inspiration, and I always felt about a Bengali actor. Um, like he is one of the best actors I've ever seen in my life. That is
Mhm.
Bikash Rai. I mean, when
Great
Bikash
actor.
Rai is playing a hero, he's a hero. When he's playing a villain, he's a villain. Like you feel that hatred towards him. When he is playing a character artist, he's a supporting actor. He's a brilliant supporting actor. Like I have seldom seen an actor, Bengali actor, break himself in so many different characters. So like since my childhood, I was really impressed with Bikash Rai. I had a heartthrob since my childhood. I mean, actress and singer at the same time. That is Kanun Devi. I was always in love with the acting of Kanun Devi. I don't know why. Like she impressed me with her acting skills, with her music, everything. Sandip, can you hear me? I think he's having some problem. And yes, but I must continue. The show must go on. I was also impressed with certain other actors as well in theatre. One was Deb Shankar Haldar. I'm really a fan of Deb Shankar Haldar. And when I was young, Anirban Bhattacharya was playing probably which character, I forgot the name of the character, Edmund in King Lear. And I was really impressed with Anirban Bhattacharya as well. I was impressed with the acting and performance skill and music of Gautam Haldar. I was superbly impressed with the acting skills of Kaushik Sen. Then I remember I saw Charandas Chod, the Charandas Chod of Naya Theatre. And I was in Shomotar Theatre Festival, and I was very impressed with the actors over there. Sandip, can you hear me now?
Yes. I was having some network issue again. Now it's better.
It's okay. So I mentioned Kanun Devi, who was my inspiration. Like I loved her. She was my heartthrob. Not a very common heartthrob, but she was my heartthrob. She is still.
She's one of the finest actresses we have ever seen, right?
Exactly. Actress and singer at the same time. Actor and singer at the same time. Then Savitri Chatterjee.
Right.
Savitri Chatterjee was also, I mean, she could break herself and fit into each and every character. Like she fits in. Like she's like a jug of water. You keep her in the container and she will take the shape of the container.
Right.
She's that fluid. Then I remember, then I was talking about, in theatre, I was talking about Deb Shankar Haldar. I was talking about Gautam Haldar. I was talking about Kaushik Sen. I was also talking about, I was also impressed.
Saying,
yes, Tathagata.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah. I love Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. He, like, I grew up watching Jim Carrey.
What is your favorite movie of Jim Carrey? So many there.
Mask. Who can forget Mask?
But if you ask me, I'll tell that there's a movie called As Ventura. I don't know how many of the viewers have seen it. You have seen it? As Ventura, the Pet Detective. And the mannerism was so outstanding. And he's one of the finest. I mean, people think he's a stand-up comedian. He started his career as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, of course.
Great.
No, actually, I watched Mask when I was a little kid. I just borrowed a disc CD and I watched Mask over there. I watched it 2-3 times. I was so impressed and it touched me hugely. But the Mask 2 didn't impress me that much either. But Jim Carrey wasn't there in Mask 2.
Right.
But Mask it created an impression on me. It really created an impression. It was really impressive. And what about you? Like you as an actor, who's your favorite Bengali actor and actress?
It's very difficult question, I must tell you, because there are so many great actors you are talking about by yourself. Vikas Roy, then Chobi Vishwas. She's one of the finest actors.
Chobi Vishwas, yes.
But
Kali Banerjee.
If I have to tell you that who's my favorite character actor, then this is definitely be Tulsi Chakraborty. Nobody is better.
Yes.
If I remember vividly, when Satyajit Ray started shooting Pather Panchali, it was way back in 1950, and he was looking for actors, amateur actors, because he was working for DJ Kema in Kolkata, and he went on to England, to work on his office. I mean, he was a graphic illustrator, and one day he saw this movie called Bicycle Thief, right? So on that movie, he saw what he saw, and what he made him amazed that all the actors are amateur actors except the central actor. He came out of the theater and he decided that he wanted to be a director, and that is what he wanted to do rest of his life. And he did the casting. Tulsi Chakraborty and few other actors, I don't remember the names, they are the central actors. Chuni Bala Devi was an 80-year-old woman whom he found out in near where he lived. It's in near Dunlop. So all the other actors like Oppu, Durga, they all are amateur actors. And the mastery of Ray is there, that wherever the actor he's picking, when they come under the influence or the guidance of Ray, they become extraordinary.
Exactly.
Do you still agree with that?
I absolutely agree with you.
And if I ask you of Mr. Ray, because all the movies are great, and those who are watching us, they will also agree that all the movies of Satyajit Ray is one of the legendary movies, and he is one of the greatest directors of all time. Kurosawa, the Japanese director Kurosawa, he said that if you have not seen Satyajit Ray's movie, then you must have not seen Sun and Moon. So what is your favorite movie, and what is the reason? Any movie which you like the most? I think, don't tell me Gubiga and Bhagavan is your favorite.
Of Satyajit Ray, my favorite Satyajit Ray film.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, undoubtedly Pather Panchali. But I must say, I'm forgetting the name. This is what happens to me. Sometimes I forget the names. I mean, it was a great scene as far as cinematography is concerned. It was like a milestone. I'll remember the name. That is also a favorite film of mine, of Satyajit Ray. And also Ghore Baire.
Ghore Baire, yeah.
I love Ghore Baire.
Quickly wanted to share an anecdote. Since you have talked about Ghore Baire. Ghore Baire was released in 1984. The great Victor Banerjee and Soumitra Chatterjee was part of the movie, and Shati Gupta as well. The movie actually shot where my ancestral home is. So recently, I had the privilege. Yes.
Where is it?
It's in Bardhaman. It's in the exact name of the place in can't remember. But do you know the place Chowk Dighi? It's in Bardhaman.
I've heard of it.
You heard of it? Let me find the picture. I went 3 months back over there, and I came to know that the entire movie was shot in that building, and you will be amazed to know that the one-day cost of shooting in that building in today's time is 40,000. Let me find the picture. Wow. Okay, so it's a Zamindar's house. It's a huge property, and it's a great movie. And I have this book of Satyajit Ray, My Years with Apu. It's a memoir. It's an autobiography. So I just want to share with our viewers, since so many people are watching, so many elderly people are watching. They must be happy to know that when Satyajit Ray started filming Pather Panchali, he was lack of money, finance, and he was working in DJ Kema as a graphic illustrator. And suddenly he knew that he was going to become a filmmaker. So he started shooting the movie. He was working 6 days a week in DJ Kema. Only one day, Sunday, was a holiday. And in that day, with the help of his crew, who was also amateur, the cinematographer Subroto Mitro and his friend Banshi Chandra Dasgupta, he took them to this place and they shot the entire movie on weekends. Isn't it amazing?
It is. It is. It is. Like, I didn't know this story. Like, that's super
Yeah,
impressive.
I came to know. I was reading this autobiography, so it's totally amazing. And in between, the movie stopped because of lack of funds. There was no fund. He has to sell his wife's jewelry for that. His father was not living that time. One day he was very depressed, sitting. His mother saw, and his mother came to him and told him that his mother knows the then chief minister Bidhan Chandra Roy. So his mother took him to Bidhan Chandra Roy, and Bidhan Chandra Roy seen the first. There are some reels of the movie, and Bidhan Chandra Roy saw it, and he decided that West Bengal government will make the movie. Since then, most of the movies was produced by West Bengal government, if you remember.
Yes, 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 yes.
It's an amazing story. I mean,
This part I know. I remember. I suddenly it came to my mind. The name of the film is Charulata. Charulata cinematography, especially the binocular shot. Like, she is seeing through the binocular and recreating it on film. Like, it's in those days, it was brilliant. Then the movement of camera in the I mean, when she was in that dolna, like, she was moving to and fro, and the camera was also going with her.
Right. Somebody is saying Eternal Sunshine. Maybe he's talking about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind of Jim Carrey.
Exactly,
and
exactly.
Kate Winslet. Yeah, one of my favorite. Others also, so many people are loving and commenting here. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
People watching this live
swing,
right now.
yes. Thank you. Sometimes words slip out of my mind. That swing. That
What is
swing
that
scene.
Okay.
Right. That swing scene. That jhola.
Right.
Dolna. Swing. And she was sitting on the swing, and the camera was also sitting with her, and it was giving a point of view from the swing. Like, that was superbly impressive. Like, I loved that. I mean, that movie, especially for the camera. I mean, it is a good film. It is good film in every sense of the term, but especially the camera overawed me. Like, I was overawed.
I still remember one incident of Satyajit Roy, because Subrata Mitra was a photographer, was an amateur photographer, and he was underconfident that whether he can shoot the film or not. So Satyajit Roy told him, "You are a photographer, so that is what you have to do. You have to just to click the video, and you have to still there." So it will be very interesting. We are almost at the end of the show. It's very interesting and exciting speaking with you about movies. It always does. But we have to round up somewhere because the time is very limited. So this one question I want to ask you, that right now, since and others also, that we are in a difficult phase, unprecedented phase, where we are not sure about the theater culture, especially of West Bengal and Kolkata and the outskirts where we are living. The theater culture is something which are slowly it's going to be extinct. Hope it does not, but it's very sad and unfortunate. Where you are a young director yourself, where you see this theater culture going in few years' time from now, and what should we do, and what should people do in order to prevent the decay of this new age theater culture?
I mean, I was fortunate to be in UK and see the theatre culture of London, because in London people fall in love while watching theatre. People don't go to the cinema halls to fall in love. People go to the theatre halls to fall in love. Like, it may seem that, wow, super creative people, they're going to the theater hall. Super nerdy people going to the theater hall and falling in love, not in the cinema hall, not in the cinema hall box. But over there in theater, they attempt Harry Potter. They attempt Aladdin. Okay. This is the kind of theater that they produce. And that's why theater in certain cities of the world are even more popular than films.
Right.
Okay. Similarly, if we are inventing, if we are experimenting, if we are trying out new stuff, I am sure people are going to watch it. Like, instead of telling people don't watch films and don't watch television, I mean, we shouldn't contest with film and television. We should contest with ourselves. And we should focus on ourselves, what is making us happy, and how can we think differently so that we can attract people. That is what I believe. That is what I believe. That if I can experiment, if I can create something new, if I really do something interesting, people will come to watch. People will watch. I'm sure about that. And in this, like, I'm taking Corona as a blessing, because sometimes I feel that even studying the history of literature, there are certain periods in the history of literature where you face a certain kind of mass creative block. I mean, a status quo of creation. Things get stuck in a status quo. Okay, so I will take this Corona, this lockdown, as an opportunity to create something new and experiment with the space, experiment with the environment to create a new kind of theater, which might interest people.
And very interestingly, you have pointed out the fact that if we are doing something great, then people will bound to come, right?
Yes, yes, of course, of course.
So here, my question to you, it's very unfortunate, when I go to the theater and I see, as a producer, you or others have to say that this is not for, it's free, because audience are not coming because of smartphones, mobiles, TVs and computers and internet. The world is, right? So it's very difficult. It's very, heart, what to say, heart wrenching, because we belong from this community and see this community not developing anymore. It's very heart wrenching. But hopefully, with directors like you coming to this generation and great actors are coming, I think Anirban Chatterjee is one of the finest actors we are seeing, who has taken theatre to a different level. Bhattacharya, sorry. So I think for him, so many people have, were not going to theatre. So many people are going to theatre, and which is very good. Which is very. Do you agree? Do you agree with me on this?
Hello. Sorry, my microphone wasn't working for a couple of seconds.
Okay,
Yes.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now properly.
Okay, so I have few more questions, which are the last questions before I finish off. So quickly go for a rapid fire round here. So I'll just ask you a favorite actor. Very interesting. Favorite actor from Bengali film industry. Only one
Bikash
actor
Rai.
you can. Bikash Roy. Okay. Your favorite actress.
Savitri Chatterjee.
Your favorite cinematographer.
I forgot his name. Charulata. Charulata cinematographer. This is what happens to me.
Even I'm
Sorry.
forgetting his. Okay. So your favorite director.
Of course, Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray. Oh, I can I name one more? Ritik Bhatto.
Please. Right. Your favorite music director.
As far as films are concerned, of course, Satyajit Ray.
Great.
Because he knew how to do the music of films. I mean, extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Yeah. Let's move to Hindi movies. Do you watch Hindi movies?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So your favorite actor?
A lot. Oh, well, one Nasiruddin Shah, of course.
Give me one name. Hello?
Yeah, Nasiruddin Shah. One name,
Okay.
Nasiruddin Shah.
Actress.
Actress. Actress Madhubala.
Interesting. Director.
Guru Dutt.
Guru Dutt. Music director.
A.R. Rahman.
And if I now talk about the world cinema, not Hollywood, I don't want to, taboo by saying Hollywood. World cinema, if I talk about favorite actor.
Recently, I am in love with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Interesting. What is his favorite movie you have seen? You have seen so far? I mean,
Not a movie. Like I'm awestruck with two films. One is The Imitation Game, and the next one is Sherlock.
Sherlock, yeah, very good. And actress?
Keira Knightley, Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. And favorite director?
So many. Just so many of them.
But you have to name one.
Akira Kurosawa.
Okay. And music director, do you remember the name of any music director? Apart from...
I'm bad at remembering names. I'm really bad. I don't remember. Yeah.
No issues. So the last question I want to ask you here is your future plans and mission with theatre. Upcoming projects and whatever you are planning to bring post-COVID world. You're working on something or anything? Yeah.
So in this COVID situation, nothing happens in our life. And I saw that only one play, it's a classic play, represents the world in this nothing happens scenario. That is Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. So we are doing a multilingual production in my group, Natya Dharmi. And we are planning to do a theater and a film version of Waiting for Godot. Probably the name will be Opekkar Din Ratri or something like that. But it will be a multilingual film and multilingual theater. So I'm working with a Magahi actor. I'm working with a Hindi actor. I will be a Bengali actor. There will be 2 actors who will speak in English. It's a kind of a multilingual theater and multilingual film. Then another one that I am trying, I am translating Merchant of Venice of William Shakespeare. And I am planning it to do, as I was saying, in a format of theater where the actor can see the audience. Where the actor can see the audience and share their problems with the audience as characters. Clear. I'm not planning exactly a typical proscenium play. I'm planning something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For the rest, you need to visit the theater.
Sure, sure. So with that note, we are about to end our Passion Podcast show, and I would like to thank you so much, Somo, for coming, because I know you are very busy. I know you are very busy. Out of that, you have taken some time out for our show, and you came and you have taken the show to the next level.
Thank you for inviting me as well.
Thank you so much.
I was superbly impressed with this Passion Podcast series. I saw it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I would like to tell our viewers that we are working really hard. As Somo is talking about his love for the theater, he's doing his projects. I'm doing my projects. We also have a upcoming project which is coming up, which we are doing shooting since last year. 2 years it's now because of lockdown.
This
we have
is on
to
what?
stop.
I would love to know a little bit if the time permits.
Yeah, definitely. It's an independent filmmaking. We are doing under the ACIF banner, Oyan Chakraborty Independent Filmmaking, and it's the name of the movie is The Actor, and I'm playing one of the central characters, and we are thinking to launch it somewhere in the OTT platforms. Some OTT platforms we are trying to launch it, but the trailers and the teasers are available in YouTube. So if you want, I can give the link of the same on the description of our channel. I mean, when we will upload this video, and also I'll be very happy if you come and see our shooting, because since you are a performer, you are an actor, so some inputs from your end will be definitely be valuable. And I'm coming tomorrow for sure on your rehearsal. I'm very interested to see how you perform.
I welcome you over here.
Thank you so much. So tomorrow we'll meet, and this is our 10th show within 11 months. And again, thank you so much, Hui. Please keep supporting us the way you have done, and please take the theater to the next level. Always great to see you perform on the stage, be it in India or in India.
Pleasure.
I have seen the last play in Somumitra Moncho also, so it felt amazing. And please direct the way you does and give opportunities to the new talent, because without new talents, our theater, our culture, our heritage will not progress. And I would like to thank you, all the viewers, especially your father. Your father is watching since the beginning. So I would like to thank you, Kaku, for really supporting us today. Yeah, I know that. I'd like to thank you, Kaku. Kaku, thank you so much for the support, and maybe your mothers also watch it sometime.
I believe. So on that note, with him, I believe.
Thank you. So on that note, we'll end this podcast. Please, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share, and watch Sandip Bose Motivational Speaker channel for such more interviews with such more people, great people like Somo. So thank you, Somo. See you again, and everybody stay safe, stay healthy, stay at your house, use sanitizer and use mask and whatnot. Plus, please don't panic, because the least thing you can do at this situation is panic. So don't panic. See you on the other side. Thank you. Bye, Somo. See you again.
Bye, Sandip. It was nice meeting you and talking to you.
Same here, brother. Same here.
Bye.
Bye.